Hello, it's Manda T back again. So, I'm sure you've missed me, so I thought I'd do another video for you. She jokes. Okay, I'm doing sweet scones today because I'm actually going to do like a lovely English cream tea for my family. I hope it's a nice sunny day. Slightly cutting the top of my head off, but please forgive me. Okay, I'm going to run through my ingredients. I've got 8 ounces of self-raising flour. I'm going to put a pinch of salt into that. I might as well do that now. Done. 2 ounces of butter. Here. 1 ounce of caster sugar, I've weighed out, okay. 5 fluid ounces of cold milk. I've got a little bit of milk that I'm going to glaze the top of my sweet scones or scones, whatever you want to call them, okay? Right. When I cook these, the oven's going to be on at 220 centigrade, or if you've got a gas oven, 7, okay, for about 12 to 15 minutes. Right, so what am I doing? I better just carry on. Let me get the notes, okay. Okay, so you're going to mix your flour. I put my salt in, and now I'm going to rub in the butter. My hands are clean, okay. I'm just going to put the sleeves up actually because I wish I'd taken that Fitbit off. Do you know what? I'm taking this Fitbit off because I really don't want it to get all cakey and scony, okay? As professional as ever. Right, this is the bit I don't really like because I'm going to have to get my hands in. I don't particularly like getting my hands all covered in flour and butter, but there we go. So basically I am mixing it all in. And it'll be a bit sort of breadcrumb-like, hopefully, in a moment. Mix it in. I hope you all had a good day today. One of my pupils is looking forward to this recipe. She said she wanted to see me making my scones / scones. Because I'm otherwise going to get people saying, oh, you don't say scones, you say scones. So, that's my butter nicely rubbed into my flour, okay. Now I'm going to, as they're sweet scones, I'm going to now put my sugar in. Okay, this is a bit I don't like when it's all over your hands, you know. So in goes my sugar. I'm going to kind of give that a little bit of a stir up as well. And then I'm going to add my milk, and then it gets even messier, doesn't it? Ooh. Going to make a bit of a well in the middle, put my milk in. I'm going to first review, or just kind of stir it around a little bit with my knife to get the worst of it going. Okay, that's coming on well. Shall I show you? There we go. That's coming on nicely. I've said that before and then it's not come out well, haven't I? But we'll see. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that this actually recipe will be quite nice. Looking a little bit wet, but I'm not going to panic. Okay, so there's no way I can knead this, it's way too wet, so I'm going to add a bit more flour. But I've got my little plastic rubber tray, I don't know what you call it, rolling out thing, and there's my flour. I'm actually going to put a little bit of flour into this because it's quite wet. Okay, oh goodness me. I'm going to put a bit more flour in, do excuse me. Right, a bit of flour. So, there we go, and you kind of gently get it out onto your board. Right, now what you want to do, you can handle it quite carefully because you can kind of feel it's quite aerated, which is quite nice, and that's because of the self-raising flour. She says as though she knows what she's talking about. Okay, right, into a bit of a round shape. A little bit more flour so the rolling pin's not going to stick. There we go. A bit of flour, sorry, crashing around. And I'm going to just very gently almost pat this. It's not like rolling out pastry because I want it to be quite thick because I want my scones to rise up nicely and be quite nice, big fat ones. So I'm probably going to do it to about 3/4 of an inch deep. if that makes sense. Then I'm going to get out one of my cutters, and you can really choose what size scones you want. I think I have a fairly big one. Don't know what, anyway, you can choose your own size. So basically I'm cutting out my scones. There we are. And what I've got here, actually I haven't showed you, I've got a baking tray, and on it I've got some grease-proof paper. You can, if you haven't got grease-proof paper, then you can just grease it, okay? If I move my flour, no, you can't see it, can you? But anyway, I'm going to gently put my cut-out scones on my tray. There we go. I'm reckoning you should get about 10 out of this amount of mixture. And again, it's quite therapeutic, it's quite relaxing when you've got your own company and any viewer that might be interested in watching me. Okay, so I've done about 5 there, so I'm going to gently push the mixture into a circle again, pat it down. I'm going to use my rolling pin to very slightly just get the mixture back in together, okay? And then again, I'm going to resume cutting. That's another one. It doesn't have to, actually that's just not good enough. I'm sorry, I'm just going to have to do that again. I was going to say it doesn't matter if it's got lines on top, but to be honest, if you've got too many lines, it literally probably will fall to pieces. So I'm going to have to slightly squidge it together. Another very technical term from a Manda T. Manda T, I should say. Right, that does look a little bit better. Patting it down to about the 3/4 of an inch thickness again. Right, let's get that one cut out. Gently transfer it to the tray. Oh, I'm only going to get 8 out of this, probably because I've done them fairly big and reasonably thick, but that's fine. That will do us because there's only 4 of us in for tea. So that will be 2 each. And I've already made nice sandwiches. I'm going to show you the whole setup. When I've cooked these, I'm going to show you my table because I've tried to make it look really pretty so you think, oh, that looks nice. Okay, so that's my scones on my tray. There we go. So I'm now going to put those in the oven, as I said, on like 220 for about 12 to 15 minutes. I mean, I'll look through my oven door and make sure they're not going too brown. And I'll be back with you when these are cooked. Okay, see you later, bye. Okay, so I've taken my scones out of the oven and here they are. I'm just waiting for them to cool down. They haven't risen as much as I'd like, but that doesn't matter because I'm going to be putting 2 of them together with cream and jam in the middle, okay? I'm actually only going to do 1 for you to see because everyone else, when they're at the table, can do their own. Now, as usual, I forgot to do something, doesn't matter. I didn't actually use some milk to glaze the top. You can either use egg or milk to glaze, but in fact, because I haven't done that, it doesn't matter because I've got a nice little icing sugar shaker, and what I'll do instead is I will shake a little bit of icing sugar on top, which will make it very pretty anyway, so I'm happy with that. Okay. Now with my scones, I've whipped up some cream. I'm going to put the cream into a bowl so it all looks lovely because I'm going to be serving that at the table. As I said, I will do one of the scones to show you. Oh, that cream looks really delicious. Okay, so that's my cream in a nice little bowl. Put that on the table in a minute. I was actually trying to get some plum jam because I don't really like strawberry jam. Well, I do, but I'd rather have a slightly sharper jam with scones because I think the sweetness of the scone is quite nice to have a jam that's not over sweet. So actually what I found is a very nice raspberry seedless jam. Don't like the seeds in jam. Okay, so again, I'm going to be putting my jam into a little pot, little dish, so that I can display that nicely on the table. So, okay, and that goes into a little white dish, which I'll show you later. Now, meanwhile, while those scones have been cooling down, I've got some strawberries out. Might not be able to see them on the red tray very well. And I'm just going to cut the tops off the strawberries. And what I'm going to do, you may know this, I'm going to be putting a tiny bit of pepper onto my strawberries, which sounds a bit weird. And obviously you can't put too much pepper on. But what it does is it brings out the flavour of the strawberries. So I'm going to stand my strawberries on end to close together. and I'm going to do a tiny, tiny sprinkle of pepper. And then I'm going to cut my strawberries into 4 of each one, and I will just kind of move them around the board in a minute, so to make these pepper get evenly spread out, really. Okay. So I'm not saying you have to have strawberries with your scones, but it's a nice little addition if you want to. So I've kind of mixed up my strawberries with a tiny bit of pepper. And then again, I'm going to put those into a little glass dish so people can help. Whoops, there's one on the worktop. So people can help themselves, okay. Right, there we go. I'll pick that one up. And I've got a lovely little fork here. A friend of mine gave me a lovely little set of cake forks, and people can each have one of those and they can help themselves to strawberries. So that's my little strawberry dish, okay. Now, I think my scones will be cool enough now, so I'm going to show you one, okay. And you want to just sort of match up your sizes more or less. So if I say took that and that, they're quite, well, I don't know, is that better? If I can match them up, let's, yeah, that's quite a nice, oh, actually that's perfect, yeah. So what I'll do is I'll shake I won't shake pepper onto my scone, I'll shake a little bit more icing sugar on, okay. And you can do both sides if you want, why not? Only one side's really going to be shown, isn't it, anyway. And then I'm going to get some cream, turn my scone over. Now, I know there's always funny arguments about what goes on first. Who cares? It all tastes nice, okay? So you can either put your jam on first, your cream on. Who actually cares? As long as it tastes nice. So I've got my cream on, then I do a dollop of jam, okay? And we want quite nice big quantities, don't we? Because we want it to be really, really tasty. And then on goes the top. There we go. I'm just going to quickly get a nice plate to display it for you. Okay, I'll show you that in just a minute. And there is my scone, a little bit more icing sugar. And all I would do with that is add a couple of strawberries next to it, like, whoops, like that. Okay, looks lovely, doesn't it? And I'm going to show you my table in a minute. Okay, very pretty table. And I'll take you towards the scone that I prepared and showed you. I've done sandwiches for the family, and what we've got there is got cheese, grated cheese and red onion, and I've also got ham and pickle. Over here I've got egg mayonnaise sandwiches, and I will be, well, there's the cream, got butter if anyone wants the butter, there's my scones, and we're all sorted now. I'm just waiting for the family to come home. That'll be a lovely little surprise for them. Whoops. I hope you all think that looks nice. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And my next video I might be doing a review of my Fitbit. So I hope you might be interested in hearing about that. Have a lovely evening. Bye.